Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Paul and All 3D Discussions During Drinking. As always, I'm your host, Paul Casey, and I'm joined today by...
Your host, Paul Casey. I'm just kidding.
Say your name.
Ryan Kratz.
Ryan.
Again.
Second time, I guess, technically on 3D, because we did the preview one.
I'm the OG 3D.
You, me, and Xavier. And then I did one, the previous one, the Bean Boozled challenge. And I should be sitting over here, I think. Because I feel like maybe I wasn't even in the shot the whole time. But
interesting.
One of the reasons that I wanted to kind of do this, I said to you that, hey, do you want to come over? Because I had something as of this recording. And I said we would either be celebrating or commiserating, so let's have a drink. Because we don't, drink alcohol, the two of us, that often. I think the last time I had an alcoholic drink before this was your birthday.
Which was the last time I've had alcohol.
Yeah, which was October. We're recording this...
October of 19?
Yeah, we're recording this in February of 2020. So, yeah, that's kind of how long it's been for us.
It's like 4 months.
Yeah, but it's actually Jack and Coke. This is your first time ever having pretty much anything stronger than rum, right?
Yeah, it's usually Bacardi or that's it. That's all I go for.
What do you think of because this is whiskey. You said obviously you haven't had whiskey before.
It's got a way stronger presence in the Coke than Bacardi does, for sure.
Yeah. This, so I think I've told you the story before. Really quick, we're celebrating, by the way, because as of this current time, I recently went on a job interview and I got told that they want to hire me. They have to finish up a few minor details before officially starting, but it looks like I'm going to be having a new job. So yay me. So these are celebratory drinks. And just an excuse to give us that third D, discussions during drinking.
Because we didn't want to do drugs.
No.
The discussions would have been interesting, but...
I never drank. I'm not going to go into the whole story now, but I never drank until I was 21. The night of my 21st birthday, I actually went out with your aunts, and after a certain point, I just happened to fall into the Jack and Coke sort of thing, and the girl I dated right around the time I turned 22, actually, she was a big Jack and Coke person as well, and so ironically, I can't as in used to go to bed with each of us would have a glass of, we're not all the time, but we would, so my room would smell like Jack Daniels and Coke for a few days after that and whatever, and it was to the point where after a certain point once we split, I couldn't even. Now, again, I've never been a big drinker, but I couldn't even drink Jack Daniels because it just reminded me of her. You know what I mean? And the really funny part is it's one of the only things that I drink when I drink alcohol. And I had bought the gallon, I think it's a gallon, that big bottle that you saw, it's a gallon of Jack Daniels. One time for my birthday, I had some people over here, and I went to the liquor store and I spent about $80 between two bottles. One of them was not that particular, but it was that size Jack Daniels bottle, and the other one was Bacardi 151.
Yeah.
And between the two of them, it cost me about $70 to $80, and it took me about 2 to 3 years to finish out that Jack Daniels one, and about 1.5 to 2 years to finish out the Bacardi 151 bottle. And actually, by the time I finished that, the larger thing of the Jack Daniels, I already had a new one waiting, and I believe it's that one actually. That was about 3.5, 4 years ago that I bought that, and like every year, my buddy Zach and our friend Corey and we get together and we watch WrestleMania. So I'll take, because I have a few different like kind of half bottles of alcohol. I'll take them and we'll go over to Zach's and stuff. And actually, Corey had a glass like these, and he messed it up, and he poured almost a full glass of Jack Daniels and then he realized, oh no, so he just kept pouring a little bit of soda, drinking it, a little bit more soda, because he messed up. Instead of doing, when they do it, they do like at the bars and stuff, and even just when I did it, I just poured a little bit into both of ours, and then poured mostly soda. But he poured like 3/4 of Jack Daniels. So you pour a little bit of soda, and then drink a little bit of it, a little bit of soda, drink more of it. Yeah. So that's it's my little drinking story. We didn't necessarily have anything in particular that we wanted to sort of talk about, but we were actually talking beforehand about some Not the Onion related stuff. We were talking about religion stuff. Was there anything in particular that you wanted? Because like I said, I just wanted to have, a drink with one of my friends, my cousin, and, as I said, sort of in celebration for this next chapter in my life. Is there anything you wanted to bring to the table?
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
I guess the newest thing going on in my life right now is I did it specifically to figure out what's wrong with my game when it comes to poker, but...
Okay, we'll give a little backstory.
I am going to be a professional gambler.
He has a gambling problem.
Stay tuned for the next 3D discussions during gaming. DDG.
Discussions during dealing, maybe?
Dealing. Get ready.
And not drugs. We referenced that earlier. Not drugs.
But a lot of people say that you should, pay attention to your hands, maybe take notes while you're playing, and then go over the hand and see, did you play it right? What needs to be different, what you should have done differently in the next time that hand comes up.
You realize you shouldn't be doing any of this. You have admitted that you have an issue, that you have a problem.
I admit that I go a lot. I don't necessarily have a problem.
Okay.
Well, because I could stop myself.
Here, I could stop anytime I want. Doesn't mean that you're not addicted. People who smoke cigarettes say the same thing. You have chew in your mouth. You are addicted to it.
Yes. I admit that I'm addicted to it, but I also still am responsible with it. If that makes sense.
Are you though?
Yeah.
Okay.
I am responsible with it. And
speaking of responsible, if you're out there joining with us, drink responsibly.
I'm doing everything I can to learn. I bought 2 master classes on poker. Daniel Negreanu and Phil Ivy's. Great, by the way. I recommend if you're interested in poker. But that's what I have on my phone.
Okay.
Is the video. I did a video. I was playing some 1 cent, 2 cent last night. And in the hand, I played the hand out, and in the very next hand, the player who was the big blind in that hand said that I'm stupid and just don't know how to play, and I played the hand wrong, and I played horrible cards. And the cards were horrible. I'm not going to lie about that part. I had Jack 3 offsuit.
Okay.
That's not a good hand necessarily. But I was in the small blind, so I had already had chips in. I was in the small blind, so I had 1 cent in already.
Okay.
We were only playing... It's a 6-handed table. There was only 5 of us. So, under the gun, calls the 2, under the gun plus 1 folds, and then the button, because we're missing a player, the button calls. So it's going to now cost me 1 cent to try to win 7.
You're using a lot of terms that myself and the viewers don't necessarily understand.
How do I explain this? Position is okay. This is how I can explain position, sort of. But like, I'm not in a good position. I am the very first person to act.
Okay.
But I'm getting the right odds, money wise, because I'm getting 6 to 1 on my money. Meaning I'm putting in $1. And
well, if you're the first person to bet, that's always a good thing because
depending on position, and there's a
because it's normally the person to the dealer's left, right? That goes
to
first.
the left of the button. Yes.
Is the button
the dealer button.
Okay, yeah.
Because the dealer in like a real game
is straight on.
Just is one spot, and the button itself moves around the table.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, so if you're the first person to bet, because you can say whatever you want, and you don't necessarily have to judge based off of everyone else's bluffs or anything.
But that's what you want, though. You want to be able to base it off everybody's bluffs. Think of blackjack, and I'm the dealer. I'm showing a 4, and you have a 14.
Right.
What do?
You hit on 14.
You hit with I'm showing a 4. So, okay, you hit.
Well, that means the most you can have is also 14.
Exactly. So you would stand because the most likely card for me to pull out is a 10. So if you hit, pull out a 10, you bust. Say I pull out a 10 and bust 2. You still lose. Even though I busted as well.
But I would still hit on 14.
I stay on 14s against the 4.
There's a joke on How I Met Your Mother at the one point where he says, they're talking about a girl, and he says, she was a 15. And he goes, she was 15? And he says, no, a 15, as in blackjack. And he goes, not sure whether or not you'd hit it? And he goes, exactly. Because I've always heard anything between a 14 and a 17, it's that it's a risky thing of do you hit or do you stay.
It all depends on the dealer's up card.
Right.
In those scenarios, like basic strategy.
But that's why if I have a 14 and the highest that you have at that moment is a 4 or 15, I guess if you have an ace.
Yeah, it could be 15. But
yeah.
Then I have to hit, as the dealer, I would have to hit anyway.
But what I'm saying is, that's why I would, because if I have a 14 and I look and go, oh well, you have a 4. I'm also not a gambling. Like I said, if I ever were like if I had like a you don't want to ever say money to spare, because I always can find something worthwhile to spend my money on.
Yep.
Meaning like buy myself like a new, I want to get this TV series on DVD. So instead of like going and gambling that money away, I'll go and I'll, buy that, order it off of Amazon or whatever. But realistically, if I did, I would do, I think I've showed you like in some of David Dobrik's videos where they literally just hop on a plane I wouldn't hop on a plane to Vegas, but they hop on a plane to Vegas, they have like a wad of cash and they put it on red or black or whatever on the roulette wheel. And they put the whole thing, sometimes they pick a number, sometimes they just pick a color, but that's what I would do. I would figure out which I was going to do. I would go to the local casino and put it on a color or a number on the roulette wheel, because if I'm going to win, I'm going to win. If I'm not, I'm not. Boom, it's over. Because it doesn't take, not that I don't have the patience for strategy and things like that. Like if I was playing with you and like if Zach was here or whatever, if there was just if it was just a friendly game of poker, yeah, I'll do that. But if it's just like if you're like, all right boys, let's, whatever, and like if we were like when I learned how to play poker and blackjack, my parents taught me to help me learn math, especially with blackjack in particular.
Yeah.
We had, like a lot of families have, like a coin jar, mm-hmm, your spare change or whatever. So we would dump that out on the table, divvy it up so that everybody had, say, $3 in coin, in coins, and we would do that. But then at the end of it, all the coins would go back into the jar It wasn't like I won for the night, so I got to go to Walmart and buy myself a toy.
Yeah.
It was just for the fun of learning to gamble, I guess. But yeah, so like if it was a fun, friendly thing, that's one thing. But like if somebody came in and they were like, okay, I want to bet some real money, I that's all of a sudden then it turns into strategy. Now my dad is the opposite. If he used to play pool all the time, like at the bars and stuff.
Like a shark.
He would lose every time. If you could put a penny as a bet, if there was money on the line, or if there was like cigarettes on the line or a drink, all of a sudden he was like Rain Man.
Yep.
He won every, and it's not that he wasn't hustling. It was just he was more determined. I'm almost the exact opposite way. If it's just for fun, it's whatever. Bragging rights is something different, but like if it's just a fun thing, I might get a little upset or whatever, but the moment it's like, well, there's actual, like I said, like money on whatever, I'm just like, I'm almost taken out of it because I'm like, okay, this is a little too much for me. I don't necessarily, it's not fun anymore. Once money's not, because I love keeping my money. I don't necessarily want to lose my money. I'm too much of a capitalist for that sort of thing. Partly why I don't gamble. So I don't want to risk that. So I get taken out of the concept of gambling.
I risk the money. I don't mind that.
I'm sorry, really quick. Ironically enough, I am looking into potentially buying some stocks, which is gambling in itself.
That's gambling. Xavier said that to me the other day when I was talking to him about. I was like, if you learn how to play poker, there is money to be made. And he's like, well, I don't want to gamble, but check this out. This is a new stocks app I got. And I was
Is it Robinhood?
Possibly.
Because that's the one I downloaded. You get a free stock with it, but like there are like 2 or 3 stocks that I'm like keeping my eye on.
He got a free stock, but you have to put $150 on it.
Oh, that's not
for
the
it
one.
To count.
That's not the one that I have. But there are but realistically, to me, it's also not like I'm not necessarily looking like there's like Tesla, which is a company I like Tesla. I want to drive a Tesla car one day, whatever.
You know who drives Tesla?
Who?
Daniel Negreanu.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, he's one of the best poker players right now.
Okay, that's what David and most of the Vlog Squad has because he's bought them all Teslas.
Yep.
But like I would love to drive a Tesla one day, but a share of Tesla is like $3,000 something right now, whereas like GE is very much on the downswing. But like the last time I looked, their stock was like $39.
Yeah, but you wouldn't want to buy stock of something that's going down.
No, the two that I'm mainly looking at, I'm not going to lie, are WWE, because I'm a wrestling fan. I have been for most of my life, and it's a company that I like and I think will do well. And Disney. Last I looked, Disney was at like $140 something. That company's pretty much always going to be I mean, yeah, they may have some downswings, but they're pretty much always going to be going up in the long run. And again, like if I had money to spare,
I would look into small stuff that has potential to grow fast.
Well, the one that I got free from signing up with this app, it started out at I think $4 or $4.50, and it went up to a little over. So like it went up to a little over $5 the other day. So if I would have sold it, no matter what, it would have been a profit because I got it for free.
Yeah.
But it went back down to like less than $5. Still more than when I got it.
Yeah.
But it's like, so like that's my like free thing or whatever. But like I said, like WWE right now is at about, as of this recording, last I looked, it was at about $50. But again, if I'm going to go to the roulette table, that means I have like say, $50 where I'm just like, well, I don't have anything. I'm willing to risk this $50. If I win, I win. If not, that's that $50 that I'm just out that $50. So
I know other people who do that too.
Why wouldn't I put it towards something? Whereas, like I said, like WWE stock, for example, I put it, and I'm not gonna I would not do it quickly either. If I'm gonna put it in, I want to I would look at it, but I wouldn't necessarily even think about taking it out for like 6 months to a year. That's the whole difference between like the quick thing of the roulette table versus the stocks. I believe in Disney. I believe in WWE. So I'm going to put the money in, knowing eventually that it's just like doing all of these creative things. I truly believe eventually all of the money and the time and the effort that I'm putting in and asking friends to put in, I believe it's going to pay off.
I believe that I'm good at poker. Now, roulette has nothing to do with you as a person.
Neither do stocks. But that's why I feel that they're similar enough that's... And it also doesn't necessarily take a skill.
Poker takes skill and strategy.
And that's what I don't have. I mean, strategy, I guess stocks do, but that's what I'm saying is
I was going to say, stocks are like a weird... Even if you know what you're doing, it could still go very wrong. It can with poker as well, but...
I just don't necessarily have the patience to...
with your bankroll. But, on the other hand, when I play with money... This is where the problem comes in, because I don't play with money that I'm always able to lose. So I just make sure I don't lose it. And I don't normally.
Right.
But that's why, like, if I go, say I have $400 total, but $300 of it's for rent.
Yeah.
I will play with the whole $400 knowing that I'm not going to lose it. But I can't go to the casino and be like, I want all $400 on black.
Yeah.
Because there's no...
Well, that's the thing, is like if I had...
I can't do anything to affect what it's going to hit.
Like if I had an extra... Again, extra... You understand what I mean?
I don't play with extra. That's
I'm not saying if I had an extra. But like, okay, so like obviously I have a trip coming up. You know, I have rent and bills and things like that are due. I have a little bit of credit card debt, whatever. Let's just assume tomorrow I pay all of that off, right?
All right.
So then anything... With this new job, anything going forward, I have my X amount that I have to pay for my rent and my bills and, you know, Netflix and, you know, all this stuff. I
include that in bills.
Right. But I'm just saying, but like all of that stuff, right? So, and then, you know, food, laundry, if I need to, you know, get something new, like clothing wise.
Yeah.
You know, all of that stuff. So, say I make, I don't know, $1,500 a month, but my bills are only $1,000 a month, rent and bills.
500.
So I have 500 extra.
Yeah.
Now again, I can look and I could see, like How I Met Your Mother, one of my absolute all-time favorite shows. I don't own it on DVD. That would be one of the first things that I would want to buy. So I have an extra $500. So I may take 100 of that or 50 of that and say, I'm going to go to the roulette table. Because out of that 500 extra, I'm willing to risk $50 to $100 because I still have X amount left that I could then spend on things that I know will work out. I know that if I buy How I Met Your Mother on DVD, I will get enjoyment out of that. It's my whole concept with loaning. I don't loan people money necessarily. There's this whole thing about when you know, if you loan out money, it's raining. That's the sound you hear. If you loan out, you know, you you loan somebody $20 and you never see that person again, it's the best $20 you ever spent, because you don't need a person like that in your life.
Yep, I've done that.
So that's the thing is like I, you know, if you loan somebody, to me it's no different. If I gamble that $50, that was $50 it was worth me losing. No money is worth, it's money. You can do so many other things with it.
Yeah.
But if I'm gonna take that risk, I'll take what I have, a portion of that. It's like people that buy lottery tickets every day. I don't quite understand that. I buy lottery tickets. My mother and I exchange them for Christmas, and then maybe, you know, once in a great while I'll go, you know what, I'm feeling it today. I'll get a lottery ticket. And it was, you know, maybe like $2, $3, maybe $5 at most. That was money that I was willing to lose.
I know somebody who makes $500 a week playing lottery tickets.
But how much do they spend?
They limit themselves to 20 a day.
Okay.
In like spendable money.
Right.
They only will spend 20 a day, which ends up, that's like $500 or $100 a week. So, but they always hit at some point throughout the week. They send me pictures of it.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying, because like I know people who, like the one guy I used to work with, he would buy lottery tickets like every day, and he started realizing like, oh, if I buy the bigger tickets, then I get the more money.
That's what they want you to think. I've bought a lot of $20 tickets and a lot of $30 tickets.
Yeah.
And like everybody complains about the $1 tickets. You always win a free ticket.
Right.
If you buy the $30 tickets, I've never even won a free ticket. I've bought easily 40 of them.
I don't know. He buys, the one guy I know, he buys like the $10 or $20 tickets. And
Tens
then,
and fives hit a lot.
And then he'll win. You know, see if he buys a 10, he might get like $20. So he's like, oh, I'm already up $10.
That's what happened with me, actually.
But
why I got those 5 $1 tickets.
Yeah.
There.
But like I said, I'm not one of those people who I don't play it it's for me, it's like that thing on, remember, you're a big Friends fan. Remember they were playing the lottery and they bought all of those tickets?
Yeah.
My thought is, like Powerball, if that comes up or whatever, I buy one ticket. But I'm just saying, I buy one ticket, because if I'm going to win on one ticket. And yes, I understand if you get this number, you get this, you know, if you get the Powerball,
the odds are better.
I get that. But if I'm going to win the whole thing, it's going to be on one ticket. You know what I mean? Yeah, I might win a little bit here, there, whatever. But if I'm going to I buy just one ticket. That's it. That's it.
Well, I sort of disagree with the way, but we viewed things differently in that aspect. I have money that I'm fine with losing all of it, I guess. More or less, I'm trying to play more properly, more basic.
But that's the thing, is you're also doing, like, you're taking the time to learn so that the risk and the strategy balance each other out.
Yeah, so that way variance isn't such a... It'll always be a factor, but it's not a dramatic factor.
But it's also a matter, like if I, like remember I said if I took like $50 and I went to the roulette table and it's like I turned that 50 into 100.
Yeah.
I'll walk away. That's another major difference.
Yeah, that's a big difference.
And if I lose, I won't be like, well, I want to get that $50 back. That's the other, like in town, and not just this town, but all of the other towns, they have all of those instant bingo things, right? Where you peel it, it's like the yellow, BING, you know, it's like the green.
You have those now?
No, it's like at all the like the bazaars and things.
Oh yeah,
you know, like
yeah.
they always, like the fire companies always have.
That's
those.
why I was like, we have those at like Turkey Hill.
No. But like they're always at like the fire, you know, company things, whatever.
Those were my favorite thing to do there as a kid.
Same.
It's a lot, actually. My family gave me a gambling problem. I'm fairly certain of it. Every Christmas, I'd have like 13 scratch-offs to scratch.
Yeah. But like I would, unless it's like, and that's the thing is like my mom, like with the business, not the business will buy, but because there's always like say 7 of us at like the business tent.
Yeah.
One person will spend like say $5 and get each person a few different things. And then we'll all sort of go back in on it. Okay, this many won. Let's go get this many more tickets. If I'm buying them for myself, like say you and I were walking around like the bazaar or whatever.
Yeah.
And I just peel it. I'm just like, okay, I got 50 cents. I'll buy another, like I'll get another 2. Because they're like 25 cents a thing or whatever.
Yeah.
I'll get like another 2 things. But if I get like say a $3 winner, give me my $3.
Oh, yeah, just cash it out.
Don't give me $3 worth of more ticket or more things. But there are people that do that because they think, well, if I've got $3, then I'll get the $50.
Well, yeah, I'll be able to double, triple that.
No, that's not my belief in that. That's why I said like if I take that $50 on the roulette wheel and I get 100, I walk away.
Yeah, don't rebet that 100 and then.
Okay, sorry, we had a technical difficulty. We are back now. We a little bit of our conversation got cut off, but you were gonna. I said about going to the casino and getting
a little bit of his mom's strategy on slots,
which led to you were going to say something about Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania has launched the PokerStars app. Well, PokerStars has launched their app in Pennsylvania for real money online poker, which has only been in like Vegas and Jersey.
Is this like that FanDuel thing?
Maybe Delaware? No, it's Fox Bets.
Okay. Well, no, because I keep seeing the commercials for FanDuel where it's like you could bet like
they
on...
all around the same time were released they were allowed.
Probably because we laxed our laws.
Poker, yeah. Online gambling was legal for a while now, but specifically poker is now live. I think it went live not that long ago.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel kind of manly. We're talking about gambling, we're drinking alcohol, like you have a dip in now, like it's a very manly conversation.
It's men's stuff. And women's stuff.
I talked about wrestling before, which is like, sports-ish.
Yeah. We're talking, that's what it's discussions during drinking.
That's what you get.
Sports edition. But I'm on there now. I made an account, and I'm playing based off of my bankroll, the like willing to lose money that you were talking about.
Yeah.
I put, because they have all the way from like 1 cent, 2 cent blinds, which is the blinds, like I said earlier, are the worst position at the table. That's why the money has to be in, because otherwise they're not going to play a hand.
Well, that's like an ante, right? Like to get in the game. Normally,
just
like
those specific two.
No, but
most of the time, an ante is a separate bet. But yes.
But isn't that like if you say you, me, Zach, and like Xavier were here to play that? I mean, it's a friendly game, but to play that hand, you have to put in like a nickel, so that there's at least something in the pot.
An ante is designed to sweeten up the pot. Like, regardless, there will be money in the pot.
That's what I'm saying. So, so we all put in a nickel. I'm dealing. There's at least...
An ante and the bets are two separate things. No,
but what I'm saying is, so there's at least 4 nickels, then I deal, then you get to decide based off of your cards.
But the big blind and the small blind already have a bet in.
Okay.
If we're playing 1 cent, 2 cent...
See, this right here, all of a sudden my eyes just glaze over, and this is why I cannot... because I'm already like,
antes, as far as I've seen, aside from the big game on YouTube, brought to you by PokerStars, I haven't seen an ante in most cash games, just tournaments, and that's to spice up the pot, because if the blinds are $50, $100. Everybody around the table calls $100, but everybody already put in $25 worth of antes before that. Before you even get your cards, all the antes are in the middle.
That's what I said. So like, if there's 4 of us here, we all. But isn't the ante basically? It's what you buy in because you spend X amount and you get that many chips, right? That's you're buying in to play the game, and then to start out so that there is all so. We each put in a nickel, let's just say.
Okay.
So there's at least 4 nickels in there. Then I deal. Then you I don't, you check and everybody else checks, right? Then there's at least something so that whoever wins at least gets those 4 nickels.
Nope. The big blind and the small blind are the money that you're talking about.
Isn't that but that's the ante.
No.
Yeah, because every time somebody goes to deal, they're like, all right, boys, ante up.
Yeah, the ante goes out way before that. These are the bets. These are your bets. So, the best way for me to show you is that video. Just so I could give you a...
Is this the video where you're going to sound like a chipmunk?
I have another video without any of the stuff.
All right. See, unfortunately, they're not going to see any of this.
I could send it to you if you want to put it in. Alright, so I'm the small blind, which means I have 1 cent out.
Okay.
And this is the big blind, so he has 2 cents. It's always double. This guy's the button.
I don't understand why you put in 1 and he puts in 2.
We're in the worst position is the reason behind it, but because otherwise we wouldn't ever play a hand. Because of our position. We wouldn't ever play a hand in this position.
Why?
We have the worst position. After the flop comes out, I'm first to act.
So that's why you should just check.
You can't.
Why?
You'll see in a second as it plays out.
Isn't that what you're supposed to do? You check.
You can't. You can't check. You either first pre-flop, if you don't put money in, see how they called?
Yeah.
They have to call the 2 cents, or they can't play the hand.
But in a real game, wouldn't you just check?
This is a real game.
But
You can't check if you don't have money in. You have to put money in to play.
Oh yeah, see, again, this is why I would just much rather I either win or I lose. Boom. Roulette.
This guy had a bad hand, so he folded. He said, I'm not putting in any money. This guy called the 2 cents because that was the previous bet. He called 2 cents. He folded. He called 2. I'm about to call 1 cent.
Because you have to at least equal what they've already
put in.
in.
Because I have to follow the 2. And then this guy's going to check, which is why I recorded like 7 hands in a row. And this hand bugged me because in a second, like after this hand, I chopped it. It's not on this one. But he said that I played the hand bad. Like I said, I do have bad cards. Don't get me wrong there, but he should not check. He's about to check because he already has the $2 in. Like you were saying earlier, he's going to check.
Yeah.
Boom, flop's going to come out. He checks, flop comes out. I pair my 3.
Right.
There's a flush draw out there. I check because I have horrible position. He bets.
Okay.
Now there's... Went a little fast, okay? He bets 8 cents. He calls 8 cents. He calls 8 cents. Now, I was getting the right odds to call in the first hand, so I call. Now, he's going to bet 8. He calls 8. He calls 8. So it's going to cost me 8 cents to win 30-something cents.
Right.
Those are the right odds. I'm getting way more than 3 to 1. I'm getting about 3 to 1 on my money. I should be calling. So I call, and then the turn comes the 3 of diamonds. So now I have 3
of a kind.
threes.
Yeah.
So I check again to make him bluff, to try to get him to bluff. Not bluff, but bet. He bets 12.
Because whatever he has, he thinks he can make something better than what you have.
I'm putting
obviously.
him on a king at this point. I put him on a king or a flush draw. However, now he bets 12. Or he bets 12, he calls 12, he calls 12. Now in the pot, I don't know if you could see it, there's 74 cents.
74 cents, yeah.
I only have 80. Now, in this position, if I was on a flush draw, meaning I had 2 other clubs,
right.
I would
Please excuse Ryan while he spits disgustingly.
I'm
The previous one was discussions during disgusting. Thank you. That was the Bean Boozled episode, available now.
I should have been here for that one. Now, I only have 80 behind, so in the situation where I have a flush draw, I would shove just all my money out there to try to deny equity from them, which I'll explain in a second what the equity is. And also, it bluffs. It gives them the wrong odds. They now have to call 80 to win.
Yeah, I understand that.
To win 75, so they're not even getting 1-to-1 on their money, technically. So I end up jamming. Boom, all in. This guy tanks for like 40 seconds. Eventually calls, he folds, and then when you see the cards flip over, you'll see what the equity is on the hand.
Okay.
Alright, he finally called. He folds. Now you see the little tiny numbers that popped up?
Yeah.
That's the odds of that me winning this hand.
Okay.
He's drawing to 1 card. He needs to hit a king or he loses.
Right.
So it plays out. Boom. He hits his ace, top 2 pair. I win. Money's mine.
So wait, you won and he told you you played it badly?
Yes.
You didn't if you won.
Well, that's the thing is sometimes you could play the hand wrong and win. That's variance.
Right.
But he... That's why I'm starting this.
So wait, did he according to him, did you play it wrong or was he just mad?
I'm assuming he was just mad, but like when you think about it, your equity with ace king, the number that popped up, your percentage to win is very low if you're not heads up.
Because all he had was a pair.
Well, even
at that point, all he had was the odds were highly unlikely that an ace or another king was going to pop up.
He needed specifically another king because I had 3 threes at that point.
But for him, not knowing what you had,
another king would have given him 3 of a kind, or an ace would have given him 2 pair. 2 pair is not a bad hand to have.
2 pair is not a bad hand to have.
I'm not saying in comparison to you. I'm saying for his own peace of mind, for lack of a better phrase, to have 2 pair, that's at least something where you could say, yeah, I risked it on 2 pair.
He had 2 pair already. He had kings and 3s.
Oh yeah,
so hitting his other ace. That's why the only card that would have helped him was a king.
I forgot about the
so
2 3s out there.
He would have hit a full house. However, this is where he makes his first mistake. After he calls, he folds, he calls, I call, he just checks. You don't check ace king because the odds of you winning in a 4-way pot are very low.
Yeah, see, again, this is that sort of stuff where I'm just like, I don't know.
But this is specifically on this because there's 1 cent, 2 cent. As you move, most of the poker players out there say that whatever.
FYI, really quick, everybody always, my entire life, tells me that I eat super slow and that I drink super slow because during meals, I talk a lot. On podcasts, I talk a lot. In life, I talk a lot. And most of the time during meals is spent talking on my end. That's why everybody else eats, because they're listening, but I don't eat because I don't eat and talk necessarily at the same time. I try not to.
One throat. One throat makes it hard to talk and eat.
But I have a difficult time, like, because even if I put my hand I don't want to do it because of the audio, but if I put my hand in front of my mouth, it's still a little bit more difficult, whatever. I still finished and I had more of a drink than you did, and I still finished my drink before he did, so I'd like to give a second shout out to myself. Not only did I, ace that job interview that I spoke about earlier, but finish my drink first, so.
Yeah, but now the discussion has to stop. It's during drinks. This is now post-drink.
Well, you're still drinking, and, we could wrap this up, and then that could be,
Oh.
Because we talked, job.
Do you think
drinking.
That's enough?
Them? Do they think it's enough, or do I think it's enough?
Them.
It's not up to them. I mean, they can't answer us right now. This isn't live.
Ooh.
Maybe one day we'll do a live one. That would be fun.
Yeah, you gotta let us know. That's where we'll end it, and then we'll see if
finish up your story really quick, and you're gonna have to send me this video so now I could do a picture-in-picture.
Well, that's the thing I'm thinking is I want to block all the other people off for my video, but I have no idea how to do that. Like blur out their names or whatever.
Oh, that's not that difficult.
Well, I have no idea. I tried it. There was a way I found last night, but it was like the blurred face thing where you put screen on screen, but it doesn't. You can't move it. Anyway.
Especially on a fairly steady thing like that. We'll figure it out. But all right, finish up your story, and then we'll get out of here.
The buy-ins to a specific stake that you're playing. In my case, I have about 50 that I'm okay with losing. So 1 cent, 2 cent, you want about 20 big buy-ins. So 1 cent, 2 cent, you could buy in for 80 cents or $2. So you would want 20 big buy-ins, which is the $2.
Okay.
So you want $40.
Right.
So I would buy in for $40 and then play that until I get to the next stakes, which is 2.5. 2 cent, 5 cent, $2, $5.
Right.
So once I have 40 $5 buy-ins, then I would play at that stake. And then you do the same thing. And then once you're up the higher stake, you buy into that one.
Yeah.
Once you have 40 buy-ins. That allows you to avoid variance for the most part without going totally broke.
Right.
And that's my plan, is I'm just going to keep people updated on my climb or fall. And
you should start a Twitter account.
I'm thinking about it. It's going to be on Instagram for the most part right now.
Is that the new Instagram account that popped up? Or it's your same...
Sometimes that happens.
Yeah, it's your same picture, dude. Get a new picture.
I will be taking a new picture very soon.
Because I was looking going, is this the one where he's doing the workout stuff? What is this?
Because sometimes that happens.
You and one of your sisters follow it.
Yeah,
That's why I'm like, I was hesitant to fuck. Cause I'm like, what is this? Because there was nothing up yet.
That's exact, because I'm waiting. The first thing I'm going to post is a video of me scratching a scratch off that I bought 2 days ago or something.
Okay.
Because...
Which means by the time this goes out, that might already be up.
It should, yeah.
So at the end, we could plug that.
It should be up. It will... Because the whole thing is like, my name's Ryan and I like to gamble. And
yeah, I saw that. Yeah, but you put my name's Ryan, like as if that's not your name.
I think
like if I said my name's
name's
Paul, that works for me.
I said my name's Kratz.
Oh.
Because, like, my name is Kratz, but, like, I want it to be known that that's what people call me. It is my name.
Yeah.
But, like, nobody calls me Ryan.
I do. I think my mother and I are the only people that call you Ryan.
A couple people. Even, I've had teachers call me Kratz. Like,
yeah.
Nobody calls me Ryan. It's weird to hear it sometimes. There was kids in high school that had no idea I had a first name. They thought I was Kratz. Just like Cher.
Yeah.
Just Kratz.
Well, you know, I started doing it, and your Uncle Tommy does it. You know, that's why the whole... Because, like, you know, your Uncle Tommy's name isn't Tommy.
Yeah.
Right. Because and we just talked about this the other day as of this recording.
Sure.
Yeah, because one of the things was it was a way so he knew who knew him from work and who knew him in his personal life. That's why for the last 2 jobs and probably this upcoming job that I have / had, I am not going by Paul, so I can differentiate my personal life and my work life. If somebody, you know,
it's sort of how it was at school. At school and in life, most people know me as Kratz, but at work, people call me Ryan.
Well, at the grocery store, because like I never thought about it. I was just like, well, I didn't.
Could we refer to that as the G spot?
No.
The grocery store?
No.
The G spot?
No.
All right, fine.
No.
He doesn't want to.
No. No. Oh man, I can't wait till one day we talk about that place. That's one. Really quick. Plug for future episodes. There's one person I'm waiting for that person to leave working at that place, and then, oh man, as the kids say, tea will be spilled.
All of it.
Yeah. All right. We ready to wrap this up?
I believe so, yes.
All right. Let them know where they can reach you all around the internet so they can keep track of your gambling addiction and, you know, send you stuff and watch your videos and all that.
All right. My main Instagram account is Kratz15.
Spelled?
Kratz 15.
15.
My Snapchat is, I believe, Kratz Chat. KratzChat.
Or is it Kratz Snaps?
It could be. Could be. I think it was like, I based it off of Snapchat. So it's Kratz Chat.
Okay.
But it could be Kratz Snap. Same spelling, but Snap instead of Chat. My second Instagram is going to be sometimes_that happens. Because sometimes that happens. My Facebook is Ryan Kratz.
But he doesn't go on there.
I do not go on there, so don't try to get a hold of me on there. I do use Messenger, though. And I believe that's it. Follow along on my journey as a pro gambler.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at JPGRB. You can follow my second Instagram at jpcs.pics. I've been doing pictures of different things that have been going on in my daily life. And you can pretty much track what's going on, but it's always the next day. It's mostly food, a lot of food related stuff, because I don't do much except for record things like this and eat food for the most part.
Take a picture of them right now.
Yeah. So jpcs.pics there. You could follow both of us and many more who have been on these types of shows at Clock Shelves on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. That's CLOCKSHELVES. Clockshelves.com for more stuff. patreon.com/clockshelves for early access to pretty much everything. Chances are that's how you saw this, was the $15 tier on our Patreon page. Yeah, I feel like that's about it. I do podcast, Paul and All, not 3D, just regular Paul and All audio show. I do a show called Lost with Friends. There is the archives of Wrestling Renegades, and there are polls. There are different tiers on the Patreon. You can do different things. There's polls up there about all sorts of stuff, including what shows or show we're going to be doing next after Lost with Friends ends. But again, archives and all more information can be found at clockshelves.com. Once again, that's CLOCKSHELVES.com. Much like the audio show, I don't have a sign-off for this. So, is there like a gambling thing that people say that we could, well, on this...
Ship it.
I don't know what that means, but I was going to say on this, and it's also a wrestling in-joke, I could say that we have gone all in.